Guess who's back? Back again. Nikki's back. Tell a friend. Hey guys.
Guess you didn't see this one coming.
Maybe they did.
We kind of like teased it a little bit in the previous week's episode. So yeah. Oh my gosh. It's our 4th annual birthday episode. Is that what this is? Third?
23.
Third.
No, well, we started in
23.
No. 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started in 23, so 4. Yeah, year 0, year 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Math is not my forte. Oh my gosh, look at us. Okay, so
23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah. It's because year 0, I think it like throws you off. If you're doing math like 2023 to 26, it's only 3 years, but you have to count year 0.
Yeah. I'm not a numbers girly, but that makes sense. But I was like, oh, it would be so fun to just do like the birthday episode, but like we recap your year and then I would just like chime in when it makes sense. Cause like I think the audience misses you.
It's been a year.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Where do you want me to start?
Okay, well, we're just going to riff and just we're actually dropping this episode on our actual birthday. So yeah.
On a Monday.
We're recording not the Sunday before, but the Sunday before.
8 days before, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, let's recap this year and what it was for you, how it was, and what you're calling in for this next year. So, okay, first question. What was the biggest spiritual lesson that this year taught you?
Oh, that it's okay to ask for help.
Okay, where did that come from?
From spirit. What do you mean?
Like, how did this come on? Like, okay, what life change happened that made you be like, okay, I need help?
Well, I had a baby. I had a horrible pregnancy and a really challenging delivery. And since then, I had to have surgery with a newborn. So, yeah, I think having to be okay with asking for help was probably the biggest lesson, and that it doesn't make me any less of a person having to ask for help, because I really hate asking for help. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the audience knows you had your baby, but they don't know like the background of exactly what happened. So I don't know if you want to go into that.
Okay, let's see. Short story long. So we got pregnant, right? In the end of July. Ago. Yeah, the end of July.
Yeah.
Got confirmed in August. We did our transfer at the end of July, got confirmed in August. And then we were on the hunt. We needed to move. So then within that time, we moved. We moved in December. So that was a challenge because I wasn't able to do much also. So that was, I think, like another lesson is like do what you can, because I really couldn't do anything. I just kind of stood back and pointed my finger and told people what I wanted, which was hard. And then let's see. So that was in December. Baby was born in April. And we went in to get induced because I was a high-risk pregnancy, because of my age, because of it being IVF. And so we went in to get induced, just like I did with my son. And the induction was really easy with him, but for whatever reason, this one wasn't. So baby girl wasn't tolerating labor well. And they said, okay, we're going to have to go in for a C-section. Okay, fine. We go in for a C-section. Come to find out, the cord was wrapped around her like body and neck, I guess. So that was why she wasn't tolerating labor. So it was a good thing that we just went in and did the C-section. I left the hospital 24 hours later. They wanted to keep me longer, but I was just like, I want to go home. And by then, I hadn't slept for 72 hours. It was rough. And that was kind of the gist of it. During that time, though, I started having issues with my hand. And come to find out, I have some condition. It's not carpal tunnel. Everybody jumps to carpal tunnel, but I've had carpal tunnel already. This is something else. It's called like mommy wrist. And so I had to have surgery, like a month ago, maybe. And now I need to have surgery on my other hand. So I got it in both hands really bad. So that's kind of been the gist of it, and why I've had to be okay with asking for help, because well, I wasn't expecting to have a C-section, so that was challenging in itself. And then just, trying to move around after that. And then with the surgery, Brianna took me to my surgery. And then she brought me home that day. She came and washed my hair that weekend because I couldn't wash my hair. And then, yeah, my mother-in-law and mom were here to help me with that, and my sister-in-law. So everybody kind of came to like help out with that. And I had to ask, like, hey, can I get some help uh, for that time? So that's kind of what's been going on here. That's kind of the short, long of it. I don't know. Long story short, short story long.
Yeah. I mean, the recent, like, you just had surgery, if you think about it. That was in like the last like 2 weeks, right? And so
3 weeks. Yeah, it's in 3 weeks.
Do you feel like, because, we're looking back and we're looking forward and we're talking about what we're calling in moving forward, but also like, the symbolism and stuff. Do you think there's something there for you with respect to like how this next year might go?
Oh, I hope not, because I don't want any more of this. So I'm hoping that this is something I can kind of leave behind, because I've been working with our shaman, and we've had to kind of figure out like what is the issue with my hands, because this will be, by the time I get surgery on my other hand, 5 surgeries I've had on my hands. So we're trying to figure out what's the symbolism there. And she said it has to do with like letting go. So yeah, I don't want to bring this in because it's painful, and it was awful. I had a couple days where I was having a pity party, or I think it was one day where I was really having a pity party, where I was just thinking, because I had a cast, like a full on plaster cast, and it was hard to pick up my baby and hold her and do those things. And I was just like feeling really sorry for myself. It's like, man, I just got out of, having like a surgery, and then, like C-section, and then now this. So it was just a lot of not pretty moments. And then I stubbed my toe. And then I stubbed my toe so bad. I think that's when I started having the pity party, because my hand was still at that point maybe in a brace. It might not have been in a cast, or I don't remember. Actually, it might have still been in the cast, but I had a real pity party because my toe was stubbed so bad that it brought me to tears. Like, it knocked the wind out of me. And then, yeah, I was like walking around with a messed up hand. So it's been a ride, guys.
You have one more surgery to get through, and then maybe it can all just like be behind you. But it's so interesting. You were talking about like you two figuring it out. Sometimes I think she knows and she just wants us to get there on our own. Maybe she doesn't tell us. But I was thinking, like, I wonder if you're meant to do less.
Yeah, I think so. Well, one of the things we also talked about was so we started counting, and I think I've had anesthesia 14 times in my life. So once we counted, I was like, oh shit, that's a lot. And my first one was at 9 years old, like younger than my son. And that was like a pretty severe one when my appendix ruptured. And they said, oh, she could have died. Cool. So yeah, I've had surgery a lot, and like that's not normal. Like some people have never had anesthesia, and I've had it 14 times, which is kind of crazy. So
it's wild.
Yeah, and I'm just so used to it. It's just not a big deal to me.
Yeah. It's wild when you think about like, what is the spiritual symbolism behind this? Or because the body's a metaphor and whatnot. So that's wild. Okay.
Yeah.
So where do you feel like fear had the most influence over your life or your decisions this past year?
Oh, where did fear? You know what? I got really bad not postpartum, sorry, perinatal anxiety. Really bad perinatal anxiety, to the point that my therapist at the time wanted me to get out of work early. So I actually left work 2 months early before I was scheduled to go out for maternity leave, because I was having the most irrational thoughts and just so much fear. And they haven't really gone away. They've just kind of shifted, right? So I had a lot of irrational thoughts about, me losing the baby, or my baby being stillborn, or anytime my son left, that he was going to get in an accident, like just the craziest thoughts that I had. And I think I knew they were irrational. And so I had to like remind myself, this isn't real. This is irrational. Otherwise, I would have probably started panicking and not let my son leave anywhere and just, just kind of live in fear. And even like with the baby, right? Having so many fears about her entry into the world. So I think it had to do with that more so. Because even when we were moving, when we were talking about moving, we hadn't found a place yet. I wasn't worried. I was just, telling my husband, it's fine. Like, we'll figure it out. Everything always works out and the universe always takes care of me. And he's just, over there freaking out, getting gray hairs. And I was just, no, everything's going to be cool. And everything was fine. So I didn't really have a lot of fear there. I didn't really have a lot of fear with work. I think it was my mind. Like my mind was just playing all kinds of tricks on me with just everyday life, I think.
Yeah, that was my second follow-up question because you brought in trust in that response. Where do you think you're now, or at least would like to be over this next year, more trusting than maybe you were going into this recent birthday?
It's hard because I want to say I want to trust that everything always works out, but I do trust that everything always works out. I've never really struggled much in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Like I haven't had an easy life because I almost want to say I haven't really struggled with life. I mean, I have, but I feel like things always work out for me. So I think it's just more of having that mentality of, oh yeah, like this other thing that I'm worried about, it's going to be fine because everything is always fine. Everything always works out for me. Like I'm a total lucky girl in a lot of ways and I embrace it.
Yeah. Definitely, like when you start to notice like the different ways in which things work out for you, or like how abundance shows up, or how you're taken care of, and you're really meant to learn a lesson through the challenge, like it's more obvious than like you would
Mm-hmm.
maybe initially think. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. What pattern are you actively breaking over this next year?
I think the pattern of overdoing.
Right? With your
Yeah.
hands.
I mean, even today, so yesterday the baby was pretty chill and she slept a lot of the day. And we had people over on Friday, so we weren't really doing much yesterday. And what happened? So we got a lot done because she was napping. And I got so much laundry done, so much laundry put away, just tons of things done. And I was like, yes, I'm in flow. Like I felt good. I woke up, I did my breath work, I did my somatic exercises, I sat at my altar, like I did so many different things. And then I just got a lot done around the house. And then today, it took us like 5 hours to get out of the house just to go to Trader Joe's. And I had to stop and I think, on my way to put in laundry. And I said, you know what? You just need to be okay with that. Like every day is going to look different and you're not going to always be able to get everything done every day. And you just need to be cool with that. And that really helped me kind of refocus and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to have the same day every day, right? Some days I'm going to get 5 loads of laundry done. Some days I'm barely going to get a shower, right? So I think the pattern of like overdoing and being okay with, okay, this is like all we can realistically do today.
I feel like you kind of answered maybe like what I was about to ask next, but what do you feel like you're saying no to? And what do you feel like you're saying yes to this next year, or even in this past year that you've noticed within yourself?
Oh, I don't know what I'm saying no to. That's a tough one because nothing's really coming up that I like feel as though I want to say no to, or that I need to, or that I want to. Uh, and then what am I saying yes to? I think I'm just saying yes to the things I want to say yes to, the things that I want to do, the things that excite me, the things that, yeah, like light me up. Like I want to say yes to more of that. I want to say yes to more traveling. Haven't done any traveling. And now that the baby's here, my husband is itching to start traveling.
That would probably be tough with a 2-month-old.
Well, not now, like maybe when she's 6 months or at the end of the year
Mhm.
when she's like 8 months
After the holidays when all the sick people have passed through.
or during the holidays. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So, what part of yourself, and let me actually rewind because you and I obviously have the same birthday. So, we have very similar designs when it comes to human design. And if there was an overarching theme in our shadow work, as per our human design charts, and of course, it's going to be different for the both of us, but same in the way that the term is there to use. I think the term would be like self acceptance. So, what part of yourself are you learning to love in this next year that you maybe learned to love in this past year? What's that face for? That long ass pause. What the fuck?
Because I don't know how to answer that. I don't know. It's like a say it again.
What part of yourself are you learning to love in this next year? Okay, on YouTube, if you're catching this, just catch Nicole's face.
What part of myself am I learning to love? I don't know. I think all of my parts. You know what? No, you know what it is? Kind of rewinding back to that other question you asked about what am I saying no to? Like, I'm just saying no to like people draining me and not being available for that. I had a pretty big thing come up around that I had to just kind of say no to. And so I think the part of myself that I'm learning to love or that I need to learn to love is that part is just being able to say no. Like I'm not available for this because that was really hard. I had a lot of guilt. I had a lot of questioning. So I think that is the part that I'm learning to love or want to learn to love is like, I don't need to do these things or be this person for these other people just because that's what they want when I have like my own family, right? I have my own family to take care of. I have my husband. I don't really take care of him. Like he's definitely the caretaker. Like he takes care of me and everybody else. But like taking care of like my kids then, right? And my kids and I mean taking care of my husband, I take care of him a little bit, like I do his laundry. But, like the overarching, like it's really him that has kind of like taken on that, but like really just being present for them, for like those three and being okay with that.
So, boundaries.
Boundaries.
As a water sign, the most challenging thing to do, truly.
Yeah. But actual boundaries and not, I think sometimes like the word boundaries is getting thrown around, like being overused lately. Like there's so many psychological terms, like narcissist is like definitely overused. And I think boundaries is something that's also overused. So for me, like actual boundaries and not just something that's disguised as boundaries, like I think I see a lot of people doing and like I hear a lot of.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay. If this last year had a theme, what was it? And then if this next year had a theme, what would it be?
Last year's theme was family. And I think this year's theme is going to be expansion.
What does expansion mean? Expand on that.
Expand on expansion. I think just expanding like what we already have. So like with the family, like expanding our family, like not in the sense of adding to it, but just expanding on what we have, right? Because I think for so long we had to kind of like shrink when we were trying to bring in the baby. So I think now being able to just expand and do and be in that sense, I think also like for myself, wanting to expand, what I'm doing as far as like my business and trying to venture out on my own and not I'm definitely going back to work because I actually really miss a lot of my kids, but not feeling tied to it like I have to because I'm expanding in other areas. And I think also like expanding my capacity for the discomfort, expanding my capacity for the when things don't go the way that I would like them to, like being okay with that, like expanding that also.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, like, in terms of, and you kind of talked about this, but like, in terms of your process on a spiritual level, where would you want to focus and grow this year?
Yeah, I think being able to be more still and being able to tap in a little bit more to my intuition again. I think that's probably something that would be really helpful. It's
Yeah.
just being more like aware, more, yeah, more like in tune.
Mm, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, this is fun. What would make this upcoming year be successful to you?
Hmm. I think showing up consistently. I think doing the things and dropping the word trying. So instead of I'm trying to fill in the blank, just I'm doing fill in the blank. And yeah, I think like the biggest one would be getting through this next school year. Coming, well, starts in August. I don't go back to work till October, but getting through the next school year and then that being my last school year, I think that would be a success.
Yeah, that's gonna happen for you.
Yeah, I need a year ahead of me.
Yeah, at that point, right?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we always saw like the bridge of like, is she or is she not going back? Like it was kind of teetering, but if you want to go back, that's a different situation.
I miss so many of my kids.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm
My
sure they miss you
kids,
too.
my kids, I think I talked about this on social media. My boys, especially, they just melted me before I left.
Hmm.
And they
Hmm.
were all so sweet. And I was just like, where is this coming from?
Hmm.
The boys really surprised me. So I really want to get back to some of my kids. I have a couple kids that were, oh my gosh, they were freshmen
Hmm.
when I started with them. And they're going to be graduating this.
When you go back.
Yeah, this will be their senior year. So I
Oh,
want
so
to
you have to do that then,
So I
just to
want to
close
see
them
some
out.
of them off.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a few. My boys, it's mostly my boys that I want to see off.
Hmm.
So I think, yeah, I want to go back to do that. And even with my son, I really wanted to get back to work because I wanted adult conversations, adult time. So I think I'll look forward to that because by the time I go back to work, it'll be 8 months that I've been off of work. So I think
Hmm.
I'll be ready by then. I have
Yeah.
like 4 months left, so I think I'll be ready.
Okay. Just because we're talking about your kids, my niece and nephew, how do you feel like it's changed like your perception of self and just like even responsibilities, like just full picture, transitioning from being a mom of one to mom of two?
Yeah, I think balancing the time, balancing the attention because my son got very used to me, putting him to bed and laying down with him and doing those things and I still do those, but now he's having to wait a little bit, right? Now he realizes that it isn't all about him, that there's a new family member who needs a lot. So I think that has been part of it. One of the things that kind of surprised me, and it sounds so awful when you say it, but I promise there's a reason for it. I didn't know if I could love another child as much as I loved my first, right? Because I had him for so long. It was just me and him. And I had just like, he was my everything. And so the idea of, well, is there enough like love in me for another person? Like, I just didn't know if that was possible. And like feeling and experiencing that there is so much love for both of them. And that kind of surprised me because I had kind of wondered, will she be as important to me as he was? And yeah, I mean they're my children. I love them equally but so differently, right? But yeah, that was a big fear that I had is can I love another little one the
I feel like that's
same?
pretty common though. I feel like I hear many people and parents say that about when they're transitioning from the first to the second.
Yeah, I mean especially because it was just me and him for so long, right? I had him for 10 and a half years before I had to share the love.
Mhm.
So that's a long time.
Yeah. It's like a totally different stage of life, too.
Oh, I know. His like hands are almost as big as mine now. He's almost as tall as me. I'm just, I don't know where.
The puberty years are upon you.
Oh gosh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was like, okay, let's do a rapid fire interview style recapping.
I know. I feel like you should have sent me these questions ahead of time.
No, I get the raw, authentic. You know what I was thinking about? I was kind of a little spicy about it. I was like, okay, so background story. Nichole asked for us to give off the cuff maid of honor speeches.
Yeah, I like when they're like just
she does, right? Yeah. But I was like, this should have been the same rule for the best man because that was not the case.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I couldn't dictate everything.
Yeah, so I was like, it's just better if we do it off the cuff. It's fine.
I couldn't dictate everything. I could only tell you guys what to do. I couldn't tell the boys what to do.
Oh man, no, I had to do it for your photographer. So
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, let's get this birthday episode out. Why not? We'll drop it on the Monday instead of Tuesday. But yeah, final thoughts on this last year, this next year? Hopes, wants, wishes, dreams. Glad to see it go. Not?
You know, I don't know. This was an interesting year. Like I said, the pregnancy was really rough. The delivery was not ideal. The recovery was a little rough.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like those things weren't great, but the end product was amazing. So, you know, you don't get the little baby without all those other things, right? Without the pregnancy, without the delivery and all of that. So it's hard to say. It's like very bittersweet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say overall it was a positive year. I mean, it was something, right? Like I spent almost a whole year being pregnant, you know, 10 months of this last year since July to now, or August to now, I guess, being pregnant. So that was something that we were working towards for so long. So it was a success.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, you did say the year prior to that was like the worst year. Now this is the best year. So I think that's a nice.
Yeah, 2024, January to like January of 25. Like I was like struggling, not like struggling for my life in the sense that I didn't want to live, but just like struggling every day just to like show up and go to work and like not break down. And it was just, you know, and it was just like something I didn't have any control over, you know, like the hormones, the injections, like month after month, on hormones, off hormones, new injections, stop injections, different injections. Like it was just so much. Like there's just like you can't be normal, right? It's just there's so much happening to you. So yeah.
2 years later, it all pays off.
Oh, I know, and she's so cute.
She's really cute.
She is.
She's really cute.
She has her little onesie on today that says, "I'm so cool. I used to be frozen." Our little embryo that could. She's adorable, and she's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
She's so sweet. So
I feel like she's going to run the show.
Yeah, totally. She's a little princess.
Yeah, I feel like she's the star.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Oh, well.
So what are you going in this year?
Like on a business level or in general?
No, just
I don't know. I think I'm actually like at peace more than I have been ever before. And it's so interesting because like usually, not that I'm 100% because I'm absolutely vain. I don't know any woman in this family who isn't. But it's like I had this realization the other day, and I said it in the podcast the week before. So the sun represents your ego in a birth chart. And you're meant to work through ego consciousness in this lifetime, right? If that's what you signed up to do. And I realized going through basically like about 2 years of shadow work internally, I've arrived at a place of peace where I didn't think it was like somewhere I needed to be or thought possible. It's like you don't know until you know, right? When you get there. So I have this sense of peace now where I'm like okay with aging. Visually speaking, we'll figure that out. But like internally, it's like a sense of peace that I've found because I've excavated so many of the past emotions from like childhood teenage self, and now it's kind of like I'm okay with just being in the now. Like I don't need to know what's going to happen, which is ironic since I'm a predictive reader. But just like being more present and allowing that to continue. I really enjoy like the flexibility of what I'm able to do, and I enjoy my downtime, and I enjoy being on my own schedule. And sometimes like the training and like how I've lived my life in the past because I had to, working in professional settings and just being like a hustler, right, can sometimes kind of creep in, and that's also like a big part of like the programming, right, and where we live. So just having more continued and sustained like peace and flow and bringing things in with ease would be really nice.
So what's your theme for the year?
Probably flow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, flow state. I mean, I think that feels like pretty natural.
Love it.
To that, I would say.
Love. How old are you going to be this year?
How old are you going to be this year?
I'm going to be 43, so you're going to be 34,
yeah.
Right?
I was going to say you're going to be 33 forever, and I'm going to be 22 forever.
Oh, gosh. I wish.
Or 33, I would have been 24. Yeah, 24.
I wish.
Yeah. What were you doing at 34?
I was a mom.
You were a mom? Yeah, like a year, right?
Yeah, we were living on our own, and I was working full-time. I was a full-time single mom at 34. Yeah. It was so hard, but it was like some of my favorite.
Looking back.
Yeah, like, but even in it, I was just like, I love this. Like, this is hard, but this is great. I loved it. I loved just being with him. Just the two of us, right? It was great. And then when I didn't have him, I loved being alone.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm going to sit here on my couch all day, and I'm going to watch TV, and I'm going to have Pizza Hut delivered to me. And that's what I did for like the first few months. It was great.
Was that like that for 2 years for you? It was about 2 years, right?
Maybe.
So fun fact about a Cancer, guys. A Cancer sun primarily, maybe Cancer rising. Your life significantly changes every 2 to 3 years. So you have a period of time where you're doing something and it's that pretty much same thing for 2 years. Then it changes, right? So like shadow work for me, 2 years, right? You were with your son by yourselves for 2 years, and then that changed. You went through the IVF, 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
So just shout out to my Cancer babies out there. If you're Cancer. Yeah, I learned that from one of my teachers.
So we'll see what the next 2 years brings.
Yeah, you're at the start of it. Yeah. Actually, I am too. Now that I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, this starts a fresh cycle.
Of course you would be. Like everything I do, you have to go and do it right after.
Not really. Not
everything.
Really. That's what Nichole likes to say. But is it true? Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes.
Yes.
Okay, well, final question, then you can close us out. What do you hope to be talking about this time next year?
Oh, I hope to be talking about. Wait, what month are we in? June. Yeah. I hope to be talking about how excited I am to not be going back to work. About how excited I am that my business is thriving. How excited I am that my little girl just turned 1. And how excited I am that we are going on a great vacation, and that we're kind of getting back to doing those things that we really love to do together that we haven't been able to do. That's what I hope. I'm excited to talk about.
Yeah. She's manifesting, guys. She's putting it out into the ethers. And that I can do a headstand. Remember? That was my goal. Once you had your child. Yeah, I want to learn how to do that. I don't know if I can do it now with my hands, so I'm waiting. I mean, I think it's on your elbow, maybe? I don't know. But I feel like I probably need my hands, and right now my hands are not the greatest. So once this next surgery is done, then I think I can probably start focusing on that come August. Yeah. August is a big month. I didn't tell you this. Well, actually, I haven't told anyone this, but I read for myself, and I can't see past August this year, which is interesting because that's when the signs of the eclipses are in change. So it's a big month for everyone in 2026. Yeah. Good stuff, I hope. Yeah, we'll see. Well, that's what we got for you guys. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to the OG 622. I'll give you that.
OG. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to say bye?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.